Welcome to the Baseball Night in America post-game show as the Astros beat the Dodgers again 6-4. He's the D-Train, Dontrell Willis. I'm Kevin Burkhardt. And for Houston, so many ways to go here, but the back end of the bullpen, specifically Josh Hader, who now leads the league in saves.
He's been absolutely outstanding. No one's better, especially from the left side, of being able to drive that baseball to the glove side, inner half to the right-handed batter. That sets up everything for Josh Hader. He's able to throw the slider under the belt and really drive that fastball at the top of the zone as well as at the bottom of the zone. That's been his calling card. Clayton Kershaw, when he was at his prime, he did the same exact thing. Everybody knows he's going to be able to attack the inner half of the plate, but lefty on lefty, it does not matter. His plan still stays the same, being able to drive that ball on the glove side, and that's why he continued to be cool, calm, and collected. It doesn't matter. He simplifies the way he wants to attack hitters, and he's been successful throughout his career, so I'm not surprised with these numbers as long as he stays healthy.
Yeah, he's the only full-time closer in the league that's perfect with saves, by the way. 25 of 25. Astros they're red hot. They keep winning again. They keep building that lead. 7.5 games now in the division, but it's not just the pitching. Obviously the offense, and guess who? Jose Altuve, always in the middle of it. Back out to Dodger Stadium, he's with Ken Rosenthal.
Jose, Framber Valdez today, it wasn't his typical start. Gave up a couple of home runs on curveballs, but he hung in there. What did you see?
Yeah, I think that's the most important thing. He stayed in the game long enough to give us the opportunity to win and get, the bullpen to continue this game the way they did. And, like you say, it's not his typical, but he always goes out there and gives us a chance to win, and that's what he did today.
You faced Ohtani when he was with the Angels. What did you see today from him?
I mean, for me, he's almost unhittable. His pitches, you get 100 with a nice slider, split everything, and on top of that, he got to go hit, so he's amazing. We don't really like facing him, but we're happy that we ended up winning this game.
Jose, you had the big triple. You wind up scoring the insurance run. They boo you constantly here. Do you thrive on this? Do you enjoy playing in this atmosphere?
No, I think I show up every day. It doesn't matter where I play, to give everything I have and help my team to win. I try to, I've been working really hard lately to get my pitches to hit, and that's what happened in that specific at bat. And I could get, another run that was very important for us.
Jose, thank you very much. Kevin, back to you.
Just amazing. Astros keep on winning. They beat the Dodgers first 2 games of this series. But now from an LA perspective, you've got Shohei Ohtani. Goes out, makes his 4th start. Again, really good. Just 2 innings, but struck out the side. Only 31 pitchers. I think you look at it, and I know you're impressed with what you see, but I think Dodgers fans but we want more than 2 innings.
I want more, especially the way he's commanding the baseball. I love what Dave Roberts said about him. Everything was on the plate. The first time he was out, it was a lot of nerves, but right now you can tell he had another gear. The fastball played anywhere from 95 to 96, so you didn't see the triple digits this time, but you saw better spin, especially on the plate. And so for him to get those type of whiffs, it's positive. So I hope they continue to build him up so at least he can throw 75 to 90 pitches. The scare and really the worry is he throws 1 bad slider, 1 bad split change, and he hurts that elbow again. Nobody wants to see that because you're going to lose him not only in the mound but offensively, and they just can't have that, especially the year that he's having and the presence that he has in that lineup.
Yeah, being ultra careful with Ohtani, but again, another 2 solid innings, so a good start in that process. How about around the league? Let's check out the Subway Series for you.
We lost, so it doesn't really matter. It is what it is. I had a good game today, but it doesn't matter. I made a couple of mistakes that don't need to happen.
Was it just on that one where you're going for third, just kind of misreading the throw?
No, I read the throw right. When I was running, I was just like, if he throws it and if I see it not going towards third base, because it was more towards shortstop, so that's why I just kept going, because I figured it was behind him. Usually the third baseman is lined up to third, but he wasn't in line with third, so this is a misread for sure.
When you see what Ohtani's able to do with just 2 innings, and last night was coming, Snell's coming, how good does that feel for the second half, and you guys are already holding the best work on base?
It don't matter. We gotta finish healthy. We've only been healthy for like a week, so we'll see at the end.
Being able to just drive the ball a little bit more the last couple of days, is that reflective of something you found at the plate? Or?
We'll see. I mean, every time you guys have asked me this question, I went 0 for 20 next. So we'll see what tomorrow brings.
Yeah, I think that we gave ourselves an opportunity, to get back in the game, to win the game, and just couldn't cash in on some opportunities. And so, yeah, it's frustrating. It's a good club over there, and now we got to find a way to, circle up, regroup, and salvage the series.
How impressed overall have you been with Ohtani's 4 starts now and he's down on the mound?
Very impressed. I think the stuff continues to get better. The command, the feel for making pitches. I think it's nice to see that, he doesn't have to, throw it as hard as he can. I think it's just more of a controlled fastball, controlled stuff, and really efficient. Got the double play in that first inning, which was great. And I think that, looking at the next one, there's some, we have a discussion on, how much, what we expect of him, but really impressed at how he's continuing to get better and better each time out.
So Shohei's kind of out or lower since he top. Is it on purpose or by accident? How do you?
I think that, I don't think anything he does is by accident. He's very, understands his delivery and what he's trying to do, and so obviously coming off the second Tommy John, I think this probably puts his arm in the best position, feels best, and I like where he's at, but I definitely don't think it's by accident.
The first inning, he only pitched 10 pitches today, and then after that, did you think about the third inning?
No, I didn't, because I think that coming into today, we talked about 2 innings. And so I think that it's important that, once we communicate something, then we stick to it. I think that we're not in a place where we can just kind of let him go. So yeah, it was 2 innings, very efficient with the pitches, but I wanted to stick to that today.
Ohtani isn't the traditional case, but what do you see a full build-up looking like for him? Like, even not necessarily timeline, but just where you want him to get to?
Well, I think, if you look at where he's at now, the calendar, I think that him getting to 5-6 innings is certainly feasible. Don't know when that's going to be, but yeah, I can see it as a natural progression we can get to that point.
Robleski got better as the outing went on. When you see that in that third inning?
I thought he just didn't have that command early. Certainly he was yanking fastballs. The cutter was yanked. And then I really liked the way that Will started using the curveball a little bit more, slowing those guys down. Then he got back more in the strike zone, allowed his fastball to play a little bit better, and just go deeper in the game. And unfortunately, his pitch count got up a little bit early, but I just felt right there after the Brady's base hit. I wanted to make sure that, just to give us the best chance to stay in that ball game. But Justin did a really nice job after that first inning.
The move you play on the bases, do you applaud the aggressiveness or being in the situation? Do you have to use a little more caution?
No, I think you got to use more caution. You're down and run, the play's in front of you. You got to be the order up. So it was certainly an aggressive play, and he's not going to make that play if he doesn't think he can get there. But I think in that situation, I think that he would agree that staying at second base was probably the right decision.
Have you seen something different out of his swing the last couple of days? Just having a little bit more pop here.
I think that it's just not as in between. I think that when you started struggling like most hitters do, you start to get a little bit more careful and in between. But I think the last few days, I think he's getting ready, he's on time, and he's trusting his eyes. And there's more of an aggressive swing going on right now, which is really good.
Ohtani admitted he's missing pitches normally hits and gets to, and sometimes he just hits out. Would you agree with that? And if so, why?
Yeah, I guess so, but I still think he's taking good bats. You're not going to have a tougher bat than Josh Hader for a left-hand hitter, and I thought he took some good sliders and hit a sinker. But I think that these first 2 games, there's been some sinkers and down balls down below. that he hasn't been able to get elevate. But I don't mind where he's at right now.
Since he started ramping up and his numbers take down only a little bit, like how have you seen him handle just the two-way thing, and have you seen any difference within the plate since he started kind of building up as a pitcher?
No, not in particular. I think that it's hard just to, it's such a small sample in the sense of the days that he's pitching, how he's doing, and who's pitching, and then the day after, and how he's swinging the bat. So, all I can go, and I still think he's taking good at bats, whether it's the day of the day he's pitching or the day after. So Framber's a tough customer regardless, especially for a left-hand hitter. So I just don't think that, today, but in totality, I don't see much of a difference yet.
Does Ohtani want to treat before the All-Star game again?
It's a good possibility. Most likely, yes.
Does interleague play through a wrench mechanism?
What's that?
Does interleague play through a wrench in the mechanism?
As far as
just break the flow?
No, I think that we've done it enough that it's fun seeing different teams. There's certainly more travel, but I think players just kind of are conditioned to play the schedule. And so regardless if there's interleague play or not, I think guys just do a good job of just playing the schedule.
No concern with Teo's foot after that?
No, Teo came out of it okay, yes. Thanks, guys. Yep.
Happy birthday, first of all. Do the birthdays nowadays being here in LA mean differently, and especially because now you're a global icon?
誕生日ドジャースで、注目浴びてから何か意識が変わってますよ。もうあんまり自分の誕生日が嬉しいとかっていう年ではもちろんないので、はい、おめでとうって言ってもらえることに対して嬉しいなとは思いますけど、普段と同じようにプレーできればいいかなと思ってマウンドに行きました。 I'm already at an age where I don't really celebrate birthdays like I usually do. But with that being said, I'm grateful for everybody who said happy birthday to me. And as long as I can play the way I want to play, I usually spend my birthday just like any other day.
Shohei, you've had a really great week in your career. Now, with interleague play starting, how do you feel about that? And a couple of losses to Houston. Tell me about that.
デビュー戦の活躍とか、ヒューストンとの対戦とか見ましたけども、振り返ってどうですか？
そうですね。最近打席ではそんなにいい打席を送れてないので、そこがまず一つ反省点かと思いますし、昨日今日と2連敗しているので、シリーズの最後また明日取れるように切り替えて、最後取れるように頑張りたいなと思っています。
I'm not quite happy with my offensive contribution. We lost 2 games against the Astros, so it's going to be really important for us to win the next game.
Your numbers offensively since you started ramping up pitching haven't been too dissimilar, but have you felt any different at the plate since you've kind of started increasing the pitching workload?
復帰してから打撃の方では少し影響しているとか、感覚的に変わっているところありますか？
単純にその打席でのなんていうんですかね、すごく悪いっていう感覚はないですけど、なんですかね、自分が捉えたと今日もそうですけど捉えたと思っているのがセカンドゴロになったりとかっていうちょっとしたズレがそういう不調の時っていうのはそういう感じじゃないかなと思うので、逆に言えば少しの感覚の違いですぐに戻ってきたりはするので、そこは練習で養っていくしかないのかなと。
I don't feel too bad at the plate, but at the same time, I'm recognizing pitches that I should be able to hit, which I'm not. And usually it's a matter of just a little bit of a difference in the way that I'm swinging. So just have to find it in the cage work and hopefully be able to apply that on the field.
Are you mostly calling your own pitches when you're pitching? And if so, are you doing that more off game planning, pre-game stuff, or just kind of your feel of how you're throwing stuff in a game?
いや、もう感覚でいくときもありますし、もちろんビルから今日なんかはなんですかね、 ピッチフォーム上で交換しながらやってるので、自分がこうだと思えばそれ優先しになりますし、その時によって変わるかなと思います。
Just depends on how I feel that day. There are games where I call my game, but there's also a game like today where it's a back and forth communication with Will. So it just really depends.
One more, guys. Shohei, how do you think your build-up is going as a pitcher, and do you think you could get into the third inning pretty soon?
そうです。もともと決まってるイニングをまずは消化するっていうのがリハビリの過程上は大事なと思うので、いけるからと言っていくのが必ずしもいい答えだとは思わないので、チームのまずは本心と自分の感覚とまずはステップを前に進めるっていうのが大事だと思うので、まずは交代しないように少しでも前進し続けるようなおのずとイニング戻ってくると思います。
In a rehab progression, it's really important to just take one step at a time. There are times when I may be able to go another inning, but it's really important to not to take unnecessary risk and make sure that I can progress consistently. So that it's always been this way in terms of my rehab progression. So I'm following what the team is also asking me as well.